President William Ruto has outlined the rationale behind the formation of a high-level advisory team tasked with charting Kenya's development beyond Vision 2030, saying the country must begin laying the groundwork for its next long-term national blueprint. Speaking during a special national address, the president said the panel of experts was constituted to generate fresh ideas and provide an evidence-based foundation for a broad national dialogue on Kenya's future development priorities. Ruto noted that with Vision 2030 nearing the end of its implementation period, the country has reached a critical moment that requires a new strategic framework to guide economic growth, governance, and social transformation in the decades ahead. He said the proposed roadmap will be anchored on the Constitution and shaped through inclusive public engagement, with experts' recommendations serving as a starting point for developing Kenya's next long-term national development agenda.
Together, we must ask ourselves what these constitutional guarantees should mean in practice. What should an education system worthy of our constitutional promise look like? What should define accessible and adequate housing for every Kenyan? What kind of health system is required to secure the highest attainable standard of health as is provided for in the Constitution? How do we ensure that no Kenyan experiences the indignity of hunger and that every family has access to adequate food of acceptable quality? How do we guarantee universal access to clean and safe water, meaningful social protection, and the opportunity for every citizen to live a life of dignity? Above all, what measurable outcomes should demonstrate that we are truly giving practical effect to these economic and social rights as contained in our Constitution? Equally, we have not defined with sufficient clarity what patriotism, equality, social justice, and sustainable development should demand of us as government, as institutions, leaders, or citizens. Yet, these constitutional aspirations cannot fulfill themselves. We must, as a nation, collectively define the standards by which they should be measured and establish a common national development charter for their realization. Until we do so, our development and progress will remain subject to the ebb and flow of political expediency, changing priorities, competing interpretations, and fluid guesswork. A national development charter for the attainment of these noble constitutional imperatives cannot be designed by politicians alone, nor by any single institution, profession, or interest group. It must be shaped by the people of Kenya themselves through an open, inclusive, and honest national conversation.